Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hi everyone, welcome in. Like the stream. Alright, that's up. Alright. 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 Hi everyone, welcome in. Donations are open. Like the stream. For that. Here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh shit, that's crazy. I saw Dawn was live yesterday. I went in there and I said, I'm gonna come right back after I take a shower. Girl, I took a shower, went to sleep. I mean, I wasn't planning to donate or anything, but I was robbed. I was robbed afterwards. Oh shit, let me grab my cards. Where are my, well, not where are my cards, I have a ton of them. But, because I'm not on camera, that's why the screen is black. Alright, Chaz, I'm about to do your question right now. Let's see. Your friend wasn't in there though. I didn't see your friend in there. Hi IJ, how are you? Hold on, I'm waiting for PayPal to load up so I can see the question. Oh shit, really? So she probably not going back. Alright, does either Pisces suspect it was me that had Instagram send her the password link? You had Instagram send her the password link? Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, the Eight of Wands, the Hierophant, and the King. I feel like she does. Only because the Hierophant is a sense of like knowing, knowledge. Um, and the Eight of Wands is about communication. Huh. And she's coming out as the King of Pentacles, which we know the King of Pentacles is very intelligent. So I want to say yes. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles. With the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I'm getting like a sense of knowing. Like spirit is repeating that. Like there's a sense of knowing or at least suspecting. So um it's like there's, so this is what I get, because I do have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Even if there is a bit of like doubt in her, it's almost like she knows intuitively, because again, the Hierophant is here. The Hierophant is going to overpower all these other cards. And I feel like the Two of Wands just came out. So I feel like she's not 100% sure. She's not 100% sure, but there is a sense of knowing. It's like, this is main. I feel like she's, for her, is like, this is not a coincidence. Hey, Jess, this is not a coincidence. Like, she's like, this makes sense to her. So I'm getting like a yes on that, like her knowing, because again, it's like the Hierophant is overpowering this reading, but all the other cards are talking about. See, the Ace of Swords came out, so there's clarity. With the King of Swords, so there is clarity here, and I feel like with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, like we're matching each other's energy to a certain extent, right? Because the Queen is more softer than the King anyways. But I feel like you both know, especially with that Five of Pentacles coming out in the reverse. And I feel like, yeah, like I said, like the Two of Wands for me, it feels like it's, even if she has a doubt, because there could be still doubt, right? Like if you don't know 100%, you don't have the proof, then you're gonna have doubts. And that's what I'm getting from her. It's like there is still doubts here, but like a big part of her is like kind of in the knowing. Let me see if I get anything. Anything else that she needs to know? The Strength card and one more. Give me one more. I feel like this may stop for a little bit. It may stop for a little bit. Yeah, because I got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So I do feel like the energy on this is slowing down. So it may stop. It may stop. Um, or I wouldn't say it's good. She's gonna hold back for a little bit. Yeah, I feel like it may stop, or she's at least gonna hold back for a little bit, because I feel like she feels caught. So that's what I have for you. Them AI videos, they scare me. I ain't gonna lie, them videos scare me. I know, Chaz. I don't. Yo, there's a lot of shit that I could have done to people, could do to people. I choose not to, and because I don't have the time for that. Like, you know what? I'm also the person that I don't give a fuck what another person is doing. Like, I really don't, and I can't see myself trying to break into somebody's account. Like, that's just so dumb. Like, why? Like, what are you getting out of it? Just you post your question. Yeah, that's just fucking crazy. Like, even if it was that somebody, like, what, you know, with my ex, like, and I knew he was still dealing with his ex, like, do you think I cared to like check to see what she was up to and shit like that? I didn't give a fuck. I really didn't, cause I just don't care. I like to just be in my own world. But I also know what energy is, what, you know, what energy can do, and the more you kind of pay attention to certain things, it just stays there. So I also was very mindful of that. She always watched you, yeah. Right, right. All right. Give me a second. Let me just type in here. You got Chick-fil-A today? Alright, let's see. How are Jess's parents viewing her? How are Jess's parents viewing her? Let's see. How are Jess's parents viewing her? I thought I wasn't gonna make it on tonight. I was like real tired, but then I took a nap and I was like, all right, I'm gonna need to burn some energy. How are Jess's parents viewing her? How are Jess's parents viewing her? Give me a second. Let me just respond to this message. Sorry. have the Two of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. I'm gonna start there. So I feel like they could be viewing you as someone who is either planning for a future or needing to plan a future, maybe weigh your options better, um, or that you're being thoughtful about your choices or needing to be thoughtful about your choices. Um, I feel like they could be thinking or feeling like, or viewing you like maybe possibly being at a crossroad. It could be their own belief of wanting more for you, or maybe they're like, well, maybe she's preparing for something bigger, but she's also not rushing. I feel like they could be viewing you as someone who's investing time and effort carefully with patience, even if results aren't immediate. So like I feel like they're viewing you as someone who's not in a rush to possibly plan for the future. You then have the Magician with the Knight of Pentacles. Um, I do feel like they view you as someone who has the tools, the skills, and potential to create your own path, right? For me, the Magician is suggesting that they see you as very capable, very resourceful, very powerful in shaping your life. To me, the Knight of Pentacles is all about balancing, um, or balances. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles balances this by showing they also view you as responsible, grounded, and hardworking. So in their eyes, to me, I feel like they feel like, or they're viewing you as both creative and disciplined, like someone who also like in their own kind of like definition of manifesting, like they see you as someone that can, for me, like I wouldn't use manifesting for them, but I would say more so like you're you've been creating your own path up until now, even if it is building steadily, slowly, but it's at your pace, right? And then I have the Judgment with the Four of Swords. um I feel like they could be viewing you as someone that's going through maybe a period of like reflection, or even transformation, right? And I've gotten that for you before, like they're viewing you, because I feel like I get the Judgment a lot when it comes to like this question. um so they're viewing you as, again, possibly like going through a period of reflection or transformation, right? I feel like they see you taking a step back to rest, possibly heal or reevaluate your direction. um but you're also rising into a new version of yourself. So it's like, it's almost like how they view you, like their perspective of you is like, okay, she may be taking a step back, but at the same time, we do see like her evolving. Like she is coming into a new version of herself. The Judgment always suggests they view you as being called towards a higher purpose or like a new chapter, right? And while the Four of Swords says they recognize that maybe this is a season of stillness for you, of recovery, introspection. So it's almost like and it feels like exactly what you're going through, right? And even if they haven't talked to you, it's like that energy of you yourself, maybe you are trying to figure out like what's next, but maybe not in a rush. And I feel like that's what they look at. They're looking at like there is a period of stillness here, but there is also, maybe she's looking for her higher purpose. Maybe she just needs time to like, fall back, reset, like, relax before she makes a decision of what's next. So I feel like in a way they're respecting that energy. They're respecting you for doing that. And then you have the Strength card in your outcome, and it's they're viewing you like at the core, right? They're viewing you as strong, resilient, very graceful under pressure. They see you as someone who has inner power, like self-control, emotional maturity, even if you struggle at times. So it's like they admire your courage and ability to endure, um, with dignity, right? So it's like, okay, again, it goes back to she's not in a rush, but maybe right now she just doesn't need to rush. She just needs time to like reflect before she takes a step forward, instead of possibly going like, so how they could be looking at it, I think that they still have in their mind that you're gonna look for a job soon. Maybe not soon, not like soon, like tomorrow, but like, maybe in the next few weeks or months. And but at the same time, they're like, well, I don't want her to end up in a job that she doesn't like, or in a job that she'll be there for another few years, and it's like there's no growth there. So it's almost like they're giving you the time and space to figure that out, um, whatever that path is. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Jess. It's not a bad reading. It's actually a good reading. And IJ, you can post. And thank you, Jess. Yeah, it's like they're like, she's gonna figure it out. That's what I feel like. They're like, she's gonna figure it out. She's doing her own thing right now. Just gonna be a millionaire, right? Right. Yo, I have a family member, like, she be asking me for my opinion on stuff. And then she be talking over me. Today I had to tell her, I'm like, girl, I'm hanging up. Like, I don't have time for this. Bye. She was like, all right, well, go ahead and hang up. Yeah, I will. Okay, I got you. Wait, wasn't you doing two of them? Wait, wasn't there two of them you were gonna do, or no? Was it just the Aries and her to satisfy your curiosity? Oh, you say you'll do the last one tomorrow? Okay, okay. Wait, I did. You sent for a mini, right? Yeah, I have you down for. Oh wait, where did you send the Oh, you Zelle. Okay, okay, okay. All right, that's fine. Cause I don't get notifications from Zelle. All right. Oh, Jay is funny. All right, let's do. So you do want to do the spicy first. All right, got you. Let's see. Jess wants to know if she should cover her eyes and ears. Same. Like, should I cover my ears, eyes, nose? Alright. Oh wait, Jess, I don't know if I added this. I meant to say this. I feel like Spirit's reminding me because maybe I didn't see it. So overall, your parents view you as someone in transition, like patiently building your future. Um, Spirit keeps using manifesting, so like manifesting your potential and learning to trust your inner strength. So I feel like they see you as someone reflective and cautious right now, but ultimately powerful, capable, and destined for growth. So like they're giving you like that space, if that makes sense. Oh my god. Wait, let me see. Just that video had me dying. Wait, and what was it that I sent today? Hold on. Oh my god. That I was like, yo, it's like the jokes write themselves because we be saying shit, then we go on Instagram and there it is, right on our timeline. Like, here you go. Oh yeah, yeah. I see that one. Hi Nina. Yo Nina, I was thinking about you like 2 days ago. You know what? I even went to your channel and I was like, wait, Nina hasn't posted. And I meant to text you and then of course I got distracted. But I was like, wait, Nina has not posted. I was like, where the fuck she been at? But I know it's the summer. Yo, the mid-air booty drop had me fucking dying. How has your summer been? Oh my god, I'm gonna be shy. Nina is here. Mad busy. Oh my god, I know. I went to the doctor today and I maintained my weight, right? But I'm like, damn, I haven't. Like I'll lose weight and then I just got kind of go right back to the other. And I was like, look, it's the summer, and she was like, girl, you've maintained your weight, so that's good. And I was like, yo, I've been going to nothing but festivals. I need to chill out. Food festivals. Food festivals at that. I want to go to this Asian festival before the summer's over. Philly has a lot of festivals in the summer. Oh my god, but you just gotta, you know. I know you love the summer. Today over here it felt like fall weather. Today felt like fall weather. It was raining hard as fuck almost the whole day, and it was chilly because I wore long pants and like a jacket and everything. Girl, it is gonna come in the East Coast, and you know now it's getting darker earlier. Yeah, all right. Well, have a good night, Nina. When you going live? I know your channel probably like, where the fuck she at? You know what though? I was talking to one of my friends, and she's like, you know that like on YouTube, it's like calm down. Like you don't get the people that are like hella desperate anymore. Like they've been chill. I'm like, they probably moved on to TikTok because that's where all the crazy people are at now. Yes, I see it when I fucking see y'all. I don't know when I don't have plans. Yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like to me, I was saying this the other day. The If I stay off for too long, I do not be coming back as fast. Like I don't know what it is. Yes, I'll talk to you soon. Get your good night rest. Whew. Oh, Nina. Whew. 4:30. I admire people who get up at 4:30. I admire people who get up. You know what? The earliest I can do that my body can do is like, unless I'm catching a flight, is 5:36. IJ, we're almost done. That's the only good thing about, yeah, having that 4 a.m. schedule, getting out so early. Oh shit, they already start school tomorrow. My nephew starts on Monday. Next Monday. Yes, bless your school year. Alright, so here we go. Wait, I got one more thing. Hold on. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Have a good night. Hugs and kisses. Bye. I said bye like I was getting off. Have a good night. Okay, IJ, we're ready. So here we go. You're still here, right, IJ? Oh yeah, IJ just comment. All right, you have no idea how much space. You have no idea how much space. Is this gonna traumatize? No, I mean no, hell no. Okay, no. All right, you have no idea how much space you take up in my mind. It's not just your looks; it's the way you carry yourself, the confidence, that quiet intensity that makes me want to peel back every layer and see just how deep it goes. You got me curious in the worst and best way possible. I keep catching myself picturing your hands on me, strong, steady, exploring me like you already know exactly where to touch. I imagine the way your lips would feel pressing against mine, starting soft, but then getting hungrier once you realize how badly I want you. It's crazy because even without you trying, I'm already tempted. I am already wondering what your voice sounds like when you lean in close, when it drops low enough that it brushes against my skin. I want to know what you're like when you stop holding back, if you're rough, slow teasing, or if you like to switch it up and keep a woman begging for more. And there's this thing I don't just want to imagine. And wait, and here's the thing, I don't just want to imagine anymore. I want to know. I want the weight of you against me, the taste of you on my tongue, the kind of closeness that makes it impossible to think about anything else. So tell me, are you going to keep letting me fantasize, or are you finally going to give me something real to obsess over? Just that's funny as shit. Girl, imagine me. I'm like, I gotta read this. That's why yesterday I said, listen, that you asking about the Aries, this is on you. So that's what I have for you, IJ. Now walked in on accident. Yo, hilarious. So imagine the person reading. Whew. Yeah, no, no, no. It wasn't bad. Hers is more like about curiosity. There's a lot of curiosity. It's not like a I'm curious about it, but I'm also not gonna act on it. That's what I got from her. Like I'm curious about it, but I won't act on it unless you do. So like you would have to pursue her for her to like even, be like I wouldn't say be open. Like she would be open if you were, but she's not gonna like initiate, or she's not gonna like, try to. Not is the menu about the Aries, y'all. Jess is where she's ready. She wants to leave if it is. Not going down that road, y'all. Funny. I wanted to come on earlier today, like 7 o'clock early. Yeah, I want to do. I think we're gonna do Friday, and I think I might, or maybe I'll do Friday, cause Saturday I will have to do it like after 12. So maybe Friday we could do like a. I could break that down, like a few hours out of the day. Yeah, I'm ready to do that too, cause I feel like whenever I do my sat sessions like that, like I tend to do sometimes like that on Sundays. And like maybe like 2 days out of the week, I just be getting some fucking crazy results. You said before, yes. All right, so let's see, IJ. How is she feeling? Yo, I had a call today. Oh my god, I forgot to tell y'all about it. And it's just like people are difficult for no reason, right? So she's telling me, she's like, yeah, she's been doing robotic affirming, and she's been doing like a bunch of shit, right? And I'm telling her like stick to one or two things, because I get bored like sometimes to do like a full on like, I mean, I do more than one different kind of focus affirming. Like sometimes I'll do the clicking, and like, I told you I'll do like the power affirming, right? And she's saying like, well, I've been robotic affirming for X amount of time, blah blah blah. I don't see no results. And I'm like, okay, how's your mental diet? And shitty mental diet. And then so I'm like, okay, well, try doing like focus affirming. Like I was asking her about, does she like scripting? Like I'm just asking her, like I go through like this whole list of questions that I asked, and like everything was just like no, no, no. So then I'm like, bro, like you gotta give me something. Like you gotta give me something to work with. And I had to tell him, like, you gotta give me something to work with, because you're giving me nothing to work with. Like literally nothing to work with. Like I don't even know where to start off with you. And one, her affirmations were bad. Like her affirmations were like, and she was doing for like three categories, but everything was like as if something is coming to her, right? And not that something is. And I'm explaining that to her, and then she's like, yeah, but that's lying to myself. What the fuck do you think an assumption is? Like what do you think, like I'm just like, bro, it was a battle, y'all. Like I think she finally got it. I don't even care, to be honest, because I just got to the point where I'm like, you know what, I can't force shit. Like as much as I want to help, like do y'all, like I'm not gonna go back and forth with people and like do whatever. if you, like I told her, I'm like, you haven't gotten results from anything. You know, it's one thing if like you're getting results at least, because you know sometimes you can get results on one category, but to like not manifest anything at all, to me that's insane. And you've been doing the practice for like over a year, like there has to be something. But yeah, it was just, then I'm like, I forget why that, I mean, I forget that sometimes, you know, dealing with people is not the easiest, but it's just, you know, you got to give people something to work. You can't just completely say no to every single thing. Like, you don't want to script, you don't want to visualize, you don't want to focus affirm. You also don't think that robotic affirming is it. I'm like, how about a vision board? And I told her, what about if you do a list and then just say, affirm that everything on your list, you know, manifests. Some people do it that way. But yeah, I do believe that when you have resistance to certain things, you have to put a little more, you know, emphasis on it. But I'm like, try that. No, I don't. I already tried that. It didn't work. Okay, so I don't know what else to tell you because I don't. What else is there for you to do? I don't know. Some people think they're gonna get on a call and it's like a magic trick, and it's like that's just not what it is. Like, you still got to put the work in, especially if you have had a shitty mental diet. That's really where it's at. Like the shitty mental diet, that's really where it's at. Yeah, like nothing is working, so then try this. Well, no, I don't want to, like she was like, "Oh, but that's taking up time." Well, then do you want it or you don't? That's another thing. Like either you want it or you fucking don't. And if you don't want it, cool, but you got to put some effort into it. I think that's why a lot of people don't. IJ, that's what I'm saying. Like, you paid to not try, and you know what? I think that this is what it is. Like, people don't want to work for it. You still have to work for it because, again, only I know where my mental diet is at. Only you, IJ, know where your mental diet is at. Only Just knows where her mental diet is at. And honestly, sometimes we're not even being 100% truthful with ourselves, right? But I know for a fact, like I've tried a few things. I'm not gonna do, and like I'm telling her, I'm like, I wouldn't do scripting if you don't like to write. Like I don't like to write. Sometimes I like to write, so I'll script, but it's not a practice that I do all the time because I don't like to write. I've never liked to write. Visualizing, I let the visuals come to me. I don't try to force visualization because I just don't. Like they come to me just on their own. You know, affirming is the easiest thing for me because I could do it at any given time. But yeah, it was just a mess. I'm like, people are making manifestation so fucking hard, and it's actually easy. You just have to, because you have to make a, you have to still do the work though. I feel like that's what they make it hard. It's like, oh my god, I have to actually put the, yeah, you fucking do. What do you think this is? All right, let me go to your question. I just had to share that with y'all because it was just crazy to me. Like, it was so combative. And she's jumped from people to people. And I'm just like, bro. All right, how does Matt feel now that she's... All right, how is Matt feeling now that she's liking more and more stuff at random? Okay. Hi, everyone that's in here. Talk to us, guys. Donations are open, by the way. I'll be on probably for like another half hour. Well, no, it's only 10 o'clock. Why I thought it was, oh, because I came on a little bit earlier. Why I thought it was going to be 11. All right, let me just send this message. It's so funny because I get like, I'm already tapping it, but I'm still typing to this client real quick. But I feel like IG, like she's like, she's like, I don't know, like she's doing it. So I, how do I say this? Wait, maybe I need to stop typing first. But it's almost like she's like, hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm like trying to get your attention, even though she knows she has your attention. Like, it's just, yeah. Oh no, but just I'm thinking about donating to get the Virgo out the way and be done with it tonight. Yo, hilarious. So, all right. So right away, I get like, all right, with the Lovers and the Five of Pentacles. Actually, the Five of Pentacles is in the reverse. So, sorry, wait 1 second, I Jenny. All right. So, all right, with the Lovers and the Five of Pentacles reversed. Um, I feel like, so for me this is giving something powerful, right? I feel like she feels that the bond between you and her is undeniable, right? And that's the Lovers card there, right? Like we are in alignment, we're like the perfect couple. Um, there's partnership here, there's love, there's harmony. And with Five of Pentacles reverse, it's like she's trying to come out of a place of distance or emotional coldness or being closed off emotionally. So in other words, she doesn't want to feel shut out anymore because, but even though she's the one that's put herself in that place. So those lights are her way of saying, I'm here. Like I was saying, like I'm here. Um, or like I went back in, notice me again. So it's almost like that energy that I get, like where she, and I've always gotten this from her ever since I started reading for you and her, like where she feels guilty when she distances herself, right? Even though, even though she feels like she knows that you are interested in her, but I also feel like it's not a knowing of like like in a cocky way. So this is why she's stepping in, like, hey, I'm here, see me now. It's like a step toward reconnecting and healing rather than lingering in separation. So it's her way of again putting in the effort. Okay, it's her way of again closing the distance. Um, but you know what, IJ, let her so something we I remember I did a call with a few coaches the other day, and something that came up is like, I don't get this too often, but I know when I was in the groups, I would see this, and there was a few coaches that brought this up. There is like 20 coaches, and where their person, I mean, the person that they're coaching is way too focused on what their person is feeling, in the sense of like, I need to cater to them. So I would honestly let her feel a sense of guilt, only because you don't want her to take it for granted to the point where she can feel energetic, and I'm saying this energetically, right, where she feels like I could distance myself and come back in whenever I want. You don't want that either, because regardless, like I always say this, like, yeah, we're manifestors, and we're conscious creators, and we're consciously open, but we also have to be mindful of the energy we put out in the 3D, because we live in the 3D. So I don't feel like it's anything wrong if she does feel guilty, um, especially if like you are reaching out. It only takes 2 seconds to reach back out. So I don't see it wrong. Like, I mean, obviously you don't want to like point fingers, and I know that you don't do that. But her feeling a little guilty, that's okay, because that way she, because I do feel like I said, like I don't feel like it's a thing where it's like, hey, I'm here, like I could just jump back in and he's just gonna accept me. But I also feel like, we know what habits create, and we know that if somebody makes it a habit to always distance themselves and not really care, then then eventually it creates a bad habit. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. I think that she acknowledges it as wrong because she's human. So it's okay if she feels that way. Um, Obviously, like, the work that you're doing internally to change that. But yeah, let her feel a little guilty. It's nothing wrong with it. All right, so um, the Six of Wands with the Two of Cups. To me, this combination to me screams like validation and connection, right? The Six of Wands for me shows she wants you to see her, admire her, and recognize that she's still around. Again, that energy, right? Um, with the Two of Cups, it isn't shallow attention, exactly what I was saying. She's craving a mutual emotional and romantic response. So like each like is almost like her holding out a little olive branch, seeing if you'll mirror it back with interest. Like deep down, she's hoping to build towards more closeness. Maybe even like, let's just say if you guys were in a romantic connection and she distanced herself, like this will be her way of like kind of rekindling things back, which is kind of what I was touching on. So like her having a little bit of that guilty feeling, it's okay. I feel like now is her turn, because remember, like I said, like regardless of what we do, you always want to like balance that scale, because when one person is pouring too much, the scale is always going to tip over, and then eventually you've poured so much that you have nothing left to pour. So you want to try to like, I feel like now she's like in this place of like, dang, he's been pouring so much into me. And I'm gonna tell you something, death is something that changes people a lot of times for the better, opens your eyes. And I'm gonna share this story. Like, I remember when my guy best friend's wife, when her dad passed away. This is before they got married. Her father passed away, and I knew her and her mom's address. Yeah, because they were still living. She was still living with her mom, because I had just went to a party there, and I sent her a set of like a thing of flowers, and then I sent one for her mom and her sister, and she literally was like he was like, yo, you're the only person, like even from her cousins, that sent them flowers. And um like her cousins was living their best life in Puerto Rico, and like we get it, maybe she didn't have other people reach out and showed up for her, and I don't think she is that person, okay? We have the Five of Swords with the Knight of Wands. um I feel like here's where there's a little bit of tension for her, right? Because the Five of Swords does show some type of mental push pull. So, like, part of her may feel like she's playing a subtle game, testing the waters, um, even trying to win your attention, okay? Which is kind of what I started off with. So, like, in a way that keeps her in control. And I think so. This is where I think it's not a bad thing, but I think this is where she gets caught up because it's like she wants someone to lead, but she also wants to have some type of control. Okay, um, so this paired with the Knight of Swords, though, it's also impulsive, right, and restless. So for me, sometimes she probably doesn't even plan it. She just sees your post and has to tap, like, right. She wants to stir your mind, get you thinking about her, and maybe push you into like making a move. But I also feel like it's more like again, she wants you to see her. That is the main theme here. Like she wants you to see her, but also it's like her way of putting effort in. Okay, I feel like I feel like she is. I don't know. I'm telling you, I feel like she's just the thing. Like now, she is feeling kind of good. I know she is, but I get this thing of like, yeah, like we joke around about the possessive thing, but it's kind of like that's what it's giving. Like she's like, hold on, I haven't put in effort. This is her way of putting in effort, little by little. You guys will interact more. IJ is what I'm getting, in this kind of way. So again, her way of opening dialogue, but I do feel like again, like it's just her way of like making sure you still see her, like, or not see her, making sure that you know she's still there. um and then in your outcome you have the Magician with the Queen of Swords. So she knows exactly what she's doing. You know, the Magician for me shows she's intentionally manifesting a response. um Her lights are not random. They're calculated like little nudges. And with the Queen of Swords, it's like she's watching carefully, analyzing how you react, while keeping her own emotions under wrap. So she's sharp, you know, deliberate, and curious, but doesn't want to appear vulnerable, right, just yet. So it's like she's telling herself, I'll engage, but I'll do it on my terms. So remember how I said she's opening dialogue with like the communication, like she's showing a different way. So maybe like, remember how, oh my god, this makes so much fucking sense. Remember how I said, I think it was yesterday, where I was like, maybe sometimes she, it's not that she don't want to talk, but you know, talking to someone and like sometimes it could get too personal, right? And maybe she's like, this way I can still communicate with him in a different way, but I don't have to get too personal if I don't want to. But I would still want to communicate with him more. So it's like you're gonna get more of this as things progress. Like she'll start to like the DMs are still gonna happen, right? They're still gonna happen. But I feel like this is gonna be even more consistent, where it does fill your cup up because you're seeing her being very intentional about what she's doing. Okay. Um so I feel like this is good because like I said, I think that she has a hard time opening up and letting someone lead. So it's like right now this is comfortable for her. Like this is comfortable for her because now she can continue to interact with you and have that openness. But I also don't have to be so open. But not that she wants to be closed off. Does that make sense? Because I don't want it to seem like she's being closed off, but because if anything, I'm seeing her just trying to open up a different way to communicate, to have more interaction with you that doesn't feel like always maybe so personal. Because maybe some days, like I said, she doesn't want to get too personal, but she still wants to have a way to interact with you and talk to you and continue to pour. This is easier for her to pour in. So this is her way of pouring in, where it's easy for her, where if like she were to DM you and be like, hey, how are you, like how are you feeling, like what's going on, it feels like out of place for her. So basically, overall energy is what I'm getting is like she's feeling like a mix of hope, strategy, and desire. Um, like I said, liking your post is her way of saying she's not checked out. She wants you to see her, to feel her presence, and maybe to start moving closer again. Um, I'm getting like she's craving recognition, which is that Six of Wands. A deeper connection with the Two of Cups was there, and is trying to bridge the gap from that old distance. Um, but she's also balancing that with some type of control. Like she's clearly manifesting your attention while keeping her guard up. Um, which is what I was saying in essence. What I was saying. So that's not a. It's actually a good thing. It's like maybe right now because of her grandma passing, like she doesn't feel like completely like safe. I don't want to say safe because she does feel safe with you, but maybe she doesn't. Like maybe right now she just wants to be a little closed off, but it's like at the same time it's like she doesn't want to close the door with you and her, or to think, or for you to think that she's closing the door. So this goes back to like that little guilty feeling. You want her to have that because this is what drove her to following you and like liking your post, because she's like, fuck, I want to interact with him, maybe not get too personal, but because I'm grieving, but at least have some type of communication. So that's what I have for you, IJ. I hope that was helpful. All right, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Spirit is getting deep today, y'all. I also decided to like try to do the readings a little bit different, um, with like pairing the cards rather than doing them single. Yo, yes, IJ, that's a good way of looking at it. Like that comfortable silence where it's like, I mean, eventually you guys were gonna start interacting more on the internet, and she needed to start interacting more. So this is a really good sign for you too when it comes to like manifesting, because I know for the most part, like you initiated before. I mean, she would respond, but now this is her own way of initiating. And do you remember that for a while we was getting that in the readings? I always say like you guys changed the energy, but it was like there, right? And you, yeah, it's okay that you shift that gear. Like this is her way of interacting with you, because again, regardless, I always say this, like, and this is how I was taught, is like we're still living a human experience. We can't just ignore the 3D. So, and most people like that live in the 3D, if you're constantly chasing them, that means they're running. So the minute that you kind of shift that gear, like, yeah, of course in the 3D, like especially because you're on communication, to make moves, like, absolutely, but also make sure that she's making moves herself too, because regardless, it's just how it is that if the scale is, if the one person is receiving way more than the other, that scale is going to tip over, and you don't want that. You do want the balanced energy. Hi Gypsy, how are you? But yeah, it's like that comfortable quietness where it's like I'm still interacting with you, but maybe not getting so personal, but at the same time now we're interacting even more. So all right guys, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Wait, I just said and just don't need it again. Oh, alright, Just, you can post. Whew. I mean, it's 10:32. It's still early. The average person is like, I'm in bed by now. Here we are. Alright, let's see. Yeah, me too. I'm in my bed. How does this girl work? Think of Just now that she's not. Girl, there's so much confusion. What the fuck? Girl. It's so crazy how these cards are paired because it's like the Hierophant in the reverse with the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords with the Eight of Wands, then the Two of Swords with the Two of Pentacles, then the Moon with the fucking Knight of Pentacles. Alright. Let me just send this confirmation. Sorry guys, I've been getting like deposits and I gotta like send them their confirmation. I wouldn't even be surprised she's one of the ones that was being curious as to like what's going on. Ooh, girl. Whew. Hold on, let me finish this. I feel like one of the things I'm getting here, I feel like, yeah, she the one you used to ask about. I'm happy because she was starting to watch me a bit again, before I left. It's so much easier now to be out of sight, out of, exactly. You know what's crazy though? I feel like I feel like, so it almost feels like she noticed that Jay stopped giving her like talking to her, and she may have seen y'all like interactions without y'all noticing, and so it was almost like if she didn't see you there, she felt like maybe there was hope that he would start interacting with her again, but he hasn't. So I feel like I think that now she knows that you're not coming back. It's almost like she's done her homework because the Hierophant is here in the reverse, but it's like she doesn't know for sure. So, but because she's not seeing you, it's like she's seeing you as someone who kind of stepped outside of the norm. Like you broke away from maybe an expected path. Like some people, I guess, like some people have been there for a long time, and you guys maybe have been there for like around the same amount of time. So like you leaving the warehouse makes her view you as someone different, someone who isn't tied down to the same routine or structure anymore. And I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, she is reflective about it. Maybe even comparing her own situation to yours. Like there's a sense that she's evaluating things, almost wondering like what's next for her. Um, like I feel like there's this attachment that was there. Like she wasn't trying to. I feel like maybe she felt like she outgrew the warehouse job, but she wasn't trying to leave because she wanted that open path, right? And now she's like, fuck, she's gone, and I still don't have the open path, basically, right? Um, you have the Nine of Swords with the Eight of Wands, so I do feel like there is like some type of anxiety mixed with curiosity. I feel like she may have some unsettled thoughts about you leaving. It could have stirred like feelings of discomfort, um, regret, or even jealousy, right? Especially if like at some point she felt like there was tension around like Jay, right? Like the guy that you both most likely liked, okay? And I feel like with the Eight of Wands, though, it shows she's still paying attention, feeling like the situation changed quickly and unexpectedly. It's like she didn't see it coming and it left her overthinking. Like she doesn't know what's going on with you, so it's making her overthink. She started watching, but leading up to me leaving, she started exactly, and then now she's like, "Fuck, I don't know what's going on. Like, is he talking to her? Like, is he talking to her behind the scenes? Is he not? Like, now she doesn't know because see, at least with y'all being there, she could tell if he's interacting with you or not. You get what I'm saying? Like she could tell if he's interacting with you or not. Whereas though you leaving, she doesn't know for sure. Because for all she knows, and that's what I think she's overthinking, for all she knows is that you guys are speaking, and she just doesn't know. She can't see it, right? So then you have the Two of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. I feel like she's indecisive about how to view you now. Um, I don't think she's really settled in her thoughts. Like maybe she's torn between respecting your choices, but also feeling competitive about the dynamic you two had. So it's almost like she was used to seeing you and it was easy to keep tabs. So crazy. Um, the Page of Pentacles, though there's an undertone of curiosity and observation, she may not outwardly act like it, but she's studying the situation right now. It's almost like she wants to learn something from your move or keep tabs on how you'll grow after leaving. But I feel like it's more so how you and him are growing. Like it's more so how if you and him are growing, like are y'all communicating? Are y'all, back together? Like she just doesn't know. She doesn't know and is fucking with her. Um and that's why I think the moon is here because there's a confused and things are confused and unclear for her. Um there could be some like illusions and assumptions that she's making about you. Like, so like right now she could be saying like, oh, now that she's left, they're probably back together. Or like now that she's left, maybe they won't ever see each other again. Um she's so reacting she don't watch. But I know she exactly what it's saying. Like it's that's the Page of Pentacles, because the Page of Pentacles is supposed to be the more grounded one, but it's still a curious energy because it's still a young kid. She's probably getting, yeah, she probably is, because it's not shown. Because you know what, in the readings they could be saying like, yeah, they're interacting, but she don't know how far it is, especially if she's not going to like a good reader, right? Um, like I could probably tell like, yeah, it's only like social media stuff, like but some readers can't. Um, and I feel like she is so crazy because this girl has like mixed feelings, because it's like, again, like she could be having some illusions or assumptions about you and the connection with him. At the same time, the Knight of Pentacles is here, so when we're talking about how she views you, she knows that you're hardworking, that you were steady at work. So it's not like she doesn't feel like, oh, she just up and quit. It's like she may feel like she moved on to something better. um Even though I know that she still wanted Jay, like she still was able to move on with her life, and there has to be something going on with them there. And even if she doesn't admit it, there is respect here. She sees you as someone moving forward in your own lane. um Even if she can't quite read your bigger picture. So like it does feel like in her, like, again, in her own assumptions is and illusions, is like, oh, she's moving on to bigger and better things, but also like what's going on with them. So I feel like overall the energy is like she thinks of you with a mix of curiosity, confusion, and quiet respect. Leaving the warehouse made her notice you more in a sense. So it's funny because you're not there, but you kind of broke away from a routine that she's still in, right? And there's a little overthinking in her on her part with like this mixed with curiosity about where you're heading, but also where you and him are heading. So I do feel, it's like it's so weird because it's like I feel like she may not be your friend, and there may have been tension around this guy when it came to this guy, but like deep down she kind of sees you as someone who moves differently, like maybe even leveling up, which she's still figuring out herself from the watching routine. Yeah, and that's the thing, like that's why I say, like, any type of routine that you have, once it's broken, it's it fucks with you. So I think that, yeah, again, it was so easy for her to keep tabs on you, and now it's not that easy. It's actually fucking hard, and she's having a hard time with that. I feel like this is the most I've gotten out of her, because it's usually like a very nonchalant, I'm not really thinking much, I'm not really like bothered, it is what it is. And I think that you leaving kind of left her stuck with not knowing. All right, your second question, how will my parents feel? All right, let's see. So that's what I have for the first question. How will Jesse's parents feel about her focusing on her SE instead of getting a new job? And we can close. Well, no, we can keep it open for now. It's still a little earlier. Oh my god, girl. Hold on, hold on. Yo, remember when they wouldn't give you the days off that you wanted, just? Yo. Why am I thinking like, whatever's in the way will be removed? Remember how, like, I always say, whatever's in the way will be removed? And I feel like this shit was all in purpose of that. Remember when you were trying to get an extra day off to, like, just focus on the Etsy shop and they will not give it to you? Do you remember that a few months ago? Yo, you see? Hold on. Have you applied for what I told you to? Because if you don't fucking apply, just I'm gonna go and apply for you myself. Saying, no, I can't do that. But you need to because you paid into that. IJ, where the hell you at? Tell this girl. Don't let them stay with your money. Fuck that. Because they let you go. It's not like you quit. If you would have quit, then of course. But they let you go. So get your fucking money. I'm surprised they haven't. You know what? Because they don't. They think you may just be um soon. Um the unemployment. See, you were not meant to quit. You were not meant to quit because if you would have quit, then you couldn't apply. But because you did, I mean, because they let you go, then you definitely should apply. Um, all right, so let's start. Spirit wants me to do not card by card, but you get what I'm saying. So with the Seven of Pentacles being here, I feel like your parents will. I feel like eventually they'll start to see it as a long-term investment. Um, they'll definitely recognize that building something like an Etsy shop does take patience and time. They may feel cautious watching you, um, watching to see if your efforts actually grow into results, but they'll also see that you're putting in the steady effort, not just sitting idle. Okay. Girl, you have to, because that's what you saying, like, oh, you were planning to quit, and nah, you're fucking, no, it worked out for you so that they had, like, you're supposed to be getting paid, because technically they'll, even if they put you to, like, apply for some jobs, oh well, you just apply for some jobs, doesn't mean you have to take them. But I would definitely do it because that's just money in your pocket. And a lot of times it's worth the, especially because you work so much, girl, you probably will get paid close to what you were getting while you were working. I'm gonna keep harassing you until you tell me, yeah. Yeah, and you might get back paid too, because right, because you were let go a few weeks ago, so you'll get that check. Yeah, IJ, we're gonna have to be on her tail. I'm surprised your parents haven't told you to apply for it, because yeah, you're supposed to. All right, so then you have the strength card, and I feel like they're gonna respect your inner courage and determination, which came out in like the reading earlier, even if they may have their own reservations about stability. Okay, they'll admire the fact that you're choosing something that requires confidence, discipline, and self-belief. The strength card shows that they'll view you as resilient enough to handle challenges. So it's like they know that you can handle challenges. I think that they just get scared, like parents do. Girl, you go to the unemployment website. So like look up. I guess it's like George. I'll check for you. I'll help you. I used to help people do their unemployment cases. I mean, I'm not gonna do your information. I mean, if you need help, I'll definitely like help you. But I'll check I'll check what website, and so that way you can, hell yeah, like you get back pay. Why not? I mean, it's not, it's, we could say it's free money because you're not working for, but you actually already worked for this because you pay unemployment. Um, yeah, no, yeah, and all you do, you put your information, like you put your last date that you work. I mean, I know the PA website is like real easy, so I'll definitely check for you. And that way, cause F that, like, and like I said, because I used to work with an attorney that used to do unemployment. He always told me this: even if they deny it the first time, you go back and apply for it. Because he literally told me this. He said, even if somebody got fired for sexual harassment, they are required to pay unemployment, to get paid unemployment. Like, even if you got fired for fighting, you are eligible for unemployment, and you just gotta, if you gotta keep, because what happens is, let's say they deny it the first time, the second time you got to go to court. A lot of them places don't, a lot of companies don't want to go to court because they got to pay money. You don't pay money, they do. So yeah, like, even he used to tell me, like, even if a person was fired for sexual harassment, like they got arrested getting out, like you still fight it and you will get back your money. So yeah, we're gonna look into that. um so you do have the Four Wands, which, this is a positive card, we know that. So they'll associate your shop with a sense of joy, independence, and personal achievement. I feel like once they see, they're gonna see a change in you. So maybe initially they may have their reservations, but as they see the growth and like you keeping yourself busy, I feel like they'll be more open. They may even feel proud that you're creating something that could bring both fulfillment and stability to your home life, to yourself. It's like a celebratory energy, almost like they'll see you as building your own foundation. So I do feel like they're gonna start opening up. I would definitely like maybe even affirm about this. Not, you know what I tell you. I don't feel like we have to affirm, like, create all these affirmations for every single part of our life, but like this is something that I was saying, like whenever you think of it, like you wonder like how they're feeling, like, or you're just thinking about like maybe concerns that you have, or like I would just be like, they're supportive with anything I do or something like that. Like affirm something in the moment. This is not something that I feel like you have to like saturate on. This is something I feel like you can do it more passively. Like whenever you think of it, you can just like in that moment be like, no, they're super supportive of me running my Etsy shop, or like focusing on my Etsy shop. Um, yeah, so I feel like she kind of already knows. So maybe they'll give it more time and then go from there. Yeah, hell yeah, I was definitely do it. Just fuck that. Apply for the unemployment. Um, the magician is here. So I feel like they know that you have the tools and like skills to make this work. I do feel like they view you as like talented, um, experience using resourceful again. Um, I feel like they may even feel like you're you're not gonna be, you're creating your own success in unconventional ways. So like you're kind of like stepping out of their norm. You're stepping outside of the box. And they may not completely understand the Etsy world, but I feel like they'll sense you're using your gifts wisely. So whether that is the way you communicate, the way you're straightforward, the way you're like responsible, like these are things that people have to have. Imagine if you're not responsible with certain things, then how the fuck you gonna run a business? You get what I'm saying? The Three of Swords is here. Um, I wouldn't say concerns come in, but I feel like maybe in their own kind of way. Um, I feel like maybe there's a little bit of worry. I wouldn't say disappointment. Could be, but I don't feel that strong. It's more so worry that you're not choosing a safer or more conventional route. They may feel you'll struggle financially or maybe face setbacks. This doesn't cancel out their pride. It just shows that underneath they feel protective and concerned. Okay, because again, I think that when people think about you owning your own business, they're like, how long is it gonna take for you to be successful in it, right? But with the Etsy shop, how much money are you spending on it? Let's be for real. Like even when we buy the decks to write, you know, they're not like, it's not like they're costing an arm and a leg, right? And you're using the same decks for so long that I don't think, it's not like how they're thinking, like if somebody decided to become, to have a construction job or something like that, right? It's not like you're under contract with anything. So I feel like it's almost like, yeah, exactly, just exactly. So I feel like those concerns will fade away once they understand more so what you do. And I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting this, but I've been planning to do this. And it just made me like that you can do it. Like I'm gonna do these like, it's called like paper messages that I'm gonna put in a jar and like just pick. That's a choice that I'm gonna have too, like little paper messages. Um, what's that? I get a fucking piece of paper and either I can type them or I could just literally write them. So how much is that gonna cost? Nothing. So you get what I'm saying? So I think that people when they think of stuff of someone owning their own shop, they automatically think they're gonna spend so much money and then the profit is not gonna be there. So I feel like those worries are there until again they see what you're actually doing. Then you have the World card. Um, I feel like ultimately they'll see this as you completing a cycle or stepping into like a bigger version of yourself. The world, always suggests pride in your independence, a recognition that you're pursuing something that could expand you beyond the limits of a regular job. I feel like they'll feel like that decision represents growth and maturity. Okay, you have the Hermit, and so I do feel like deep down your parents may withdraw a little from like actually saying how they feel. So maybe keeping their true feelings private. They may quietly reflect, analyze if you're really making the right choice. The shadow, the Hermit always shows that they'll take a step back and let you learn your own lessons, even if they're worried. They'll understand that this is a path, this path is yours to walk. So again, it's like respecting your decisions, even if they don't quite feel 100% about it. So I feel like overall, your parents will feel definitely conflicted but proud. On one hand, they'll admire your courage, your discipline, your vision, and they'll want to celebrate your independence. On the other hand, there will be a layer of like worry, um, maybe even a little sadness, since parents often want security for their children, and a traditional job does feel safer to them. But overall, you do have like, there was more positive than, I don't like to call it negative, but more positive and support here than the opposite of that. So that is what I have for you there, Jess. You're welcome. You know what? Let me look up now because I'm a forgetful person. IJ, just let me know who you want the reading from while I look this up for Jess real quick. Oh shit, I put Germany. Yes, the finals. The final quote unquote. He's gonna come back with like another crazy bitch. Say not. Yo, earlier I was at, I'm gonna close donations early because I swear I thought it was gonna be 11, not 10. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. But whatever. It's the final one for tonight. Hi, who's in here with us, guys? Look, somebody took the like back. Like, how rude. How rude is that, y'all? Dang, I drank all my bottles of water. I really do go through like 8 bottles of water a day. Or more. Or more, to be honest. Yo, why I feel like this one is gonna be crazy. Whew. Mm-mm. Oh my god, IJ. Oh god. Definitely not the Aries crazy, but this one is a nasty, nasty girl too. You could leave it, just leave it, leave it, leave it. Don't send more. Girl, you should have never sent anything else. Oh my god. Yeah, this is on you, IJ. This is on you. Bruh. Girl, they said Becky. I'm like, what? Yo. We're halfway there, y'all. We're halfway there. Oh, my leg hurts. All right, Jess, we could start. We could do closing donations at 11:30. Jess was hoping I already read the message. Only to find out we're still here. Right, she gonna be peeking in from the bushes. Is it free, girl? Girl, yeah, girl. Y'all, tomorrow is my baby's birthday. Well, in a few, less than an hour. And I'm a poodle Jess. No happy birthdays from me. True. Like, I want to, but I'm not. I don't know. In a way, I'm just feeling okay about not doing it, though. Even though, like, 3 years ago, he started with the saying happy birthday to me. So, same. This is a little bit different because, and then you and him, y'all birthdays were like a few weeks apart, right? All right, IJ, here we go. You have no idea how bad I want to wreck every bit of self control you think you have. I want your hand wrapped in my hair, yanking my head back so I can feel your breath on my neck before you take what's yours. Don't be gentle with me. I want to sting when you smack my ass hard in echoes, leaving me aching for the next one. I want to feel your handprints on me hours later like a brand. And I want you using I want us using every toy we can have on me, pushing me past the point of shame, tie me down, make me squirm. I know I could squirt for you. Make me beg while you watch me fall apart. Tease me until I'm dripping and desperate, then ruin me all over again. I want to be a mess for you. Your mess, your toy, your obsession. The truth, I want you to fuck me like you've been dying to. Like you've imagined it 100 times and finally can't hold back. Make me scream, make me cry from how good it feels. Make me forget my own name until the only thing I can think, say, or breathe is yours. That is for you, IJ. Wait, IJ said, what? She wants to use toys. That's some wet ass pussy. Get a bucket and a mop. That's a wop. Look, IJ speechless. Don't be wild now. Right, be asking for them, be like, wow, I didn't know that was gonna come out. What do you think was gonna come out? Yo, they on the same time. The only thing is the air. This one wants to be yours. The other one feels like you're hers. Yo, every time you say that, just cracks me up because it is true. Hi guys, whoever is in here, donations are open for like another, I'm gonna say 5 minutes. Let me end this on a wholesome note. Oh God. Oh Lord. What do you mean? Say no. Just that shit was funny. Did you see the one I sent when the girl manhandles the guy and turns? Oh my God. Yo. Yo, we are so unserious. Yo, remember when you said when you said you got a reading on Jade, this was months ago, and you was like, yeah, he wants me to toss his sack. Oh my God. I gotta chill. RJ said, see where this goes. I need a palate cleanser and probably some prayer. Yo, hilarious. Hilarious. Oh my God. I told you, I was wondering like a week or so ago, I'm like, who the fuck am I so unserious? Like, where do I get that from? I got you, AJ. And I was like, it's my mom. Just gonna say love is love. And then the time that we were talking about salad sauce and Shay said that she's done it, right? And then y'all started talking about eating ass and she's like, ew. And I'm like, well, you just said that. I mean, I think it was some shit like that where I was like, you just said you have tossed a salad. She said, I didn't know that's what that meant. Oh my God. Yo, we fucking lost it in here because I was like, yo, we was gonna leave this live thinking that Shay eats ass. She didn't even know what it was. Yo. Oh my God. All right. Yo, that shit was funny. Yo. That was hilarious, man. Where the hell is she at, yo? Yo, her energy, when it's like balanced, it just flows. Halfway there. Hi, who's in here with us? Make sure you guys like the stream. Talk to us. Y'all missed a good laugh. And we're almost done. Alright, so here we go, IJ. Alright. I feel like I finally found a sense of balance within me. And with that comes a new wave of energy and focus that I want to pour into you. I've been reflecting and I know I want to show up with more consistency, with more effort, because you deserve nothing less. What's important to me is what we what's important to me is that we keep growing steadily, not rushing, not forcing, but allowing what we have to unfold in its natural strength. Every step feels like it's leading us somewhere meaningful, and I want to nurture that, to protect it, to water it like something precious. To me, you're a king, and when I look at you through my heart, that's how I see you. Someone I want to honor, uplift, and treat with the devotion you've earned just by being who you are. My effort is not just about giving more, it's about aligning myself so I can reflect back the greatness I already see in you. I want you to feel that through me, I want you to feel that through me and to know that I am here, steady and sure, building something worthy of both of us. You just got an Amber Alert? Oh, snaps. So now let's get to your messages. And I've added these to my new deck. It is the pink deck, which I'll probably be bringing out sometime this week. Hi, I was gonna say ethereal. Hi, Anila. How are you, girl? You missed a good ass. Yo, we was in here fucking laughing. I was like almost choking. Thank you, my love. How are you? Every time I think about you, I swear I hear John Legend's All of Me playing in the back of my mind. You've got me smiling at random like an idiot. You're basically my own personal playlist of love songs on repeat. Sorry, those were two messages. You're dangerous for me in the best way. You make me crave more, want more, dream more. And honestly, I don't ever want that to stop. I want to be the one that makes you laugh until your cheeks hurt, and the one who kisses you soft when the world feels too heavy. No, I'm doing messages for IG. Yeah, I just finished a channel read. My bad. I'm like, wait, no, yeah, yeah, no, yeah. You make me feel like I'm staring in my own love story. You've been on my mind all day, and honestly, I'm not even mad about it. The way I crave your attention is dangerous. You got me hooked. Didn't I say in your freaking reading today? I'm doing good, girl. We had a fucking, oh my god. So we were doing spicy readings channel, and yo, these girls are crazy over IG. It don't feel like it's almost right. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that earlier when I said it's gonna be a short live is because I thought I was coming on at almost 11, but it was only 9 something. Um, I swear if I had you in my arms right now, I wouldn't let go for hours. You make me feel like a teenager again. Butterflies, blushes, and all. You are the first thought when I wake up and the last before I fall asleep. I'm gonna give you a few more, RJ. If love had a soundtrack, hours would be Die For You by The Weekend. Every time I picture us together, it feels like fireworks. And let me do one more. I'll be real. Half of the time, I'm daydreaming about holding your hand. The other half, I'm imagining kissing you slow against the wall. Okay, IJ. So that is for you. Yo, that fucking girl from yesterday, that channel reading, I'm not even surprised it came out like that because That's even how the tarot readings come out. And you're welcome, IJ. Thank you. Look at the chat. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I've seen her. Um, all right, Jess, you can post your question. Yo, somebody sent me a message from like this page that has no pictures or nothing. Talking about some, are you single? Like, bruh. The last time somebody was playing on Instagram, and once I said, Mike, I know it's you, they never wrote to me again. They actually unfollowed me. And this was months ago. I've been having people come out the woodworks, right, Jess? It's been crazy. And I'm like, yo, and I haven't even posted like I usually do. Like, I'm just waiting. I'm telling y'all, I'm just waiting because I'm going to go full bad bitch on social media. I mean, I could do it now. I'm just saying. I just want to wait because I'm debating on my hair. Ooh, how does Jade think? Okay, let's see. Yo, Spirit said he doesn't. Hold on. Hold on. How does Jay think of that girl? They coming left and right. Girl, the Ace of Swords. I feel like, see, to me, this is lack of idea. So literally, I don't think he thinks about her. I think that there is a miscommunication with them. The Eight of Swords is here. I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication. Maybe like he felt like he was communicating with someone that wasn't understanding what he was saying. Like she was creating her own stories. Um, the Judgment with the Tower. See, something happened here. Huh. There was some type of awareness in his energy. Like he became aware of maybe her chaotic energy, just because the tower is there. And I feel like almost like, yo, I think she wanted like so much of his attention, and he was like, bro, like we're just friends. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have my guy best friend, but I would never be like, yo, come over and put my air conditioner up, or like be like, when he's single, like we would call, like I would call him at any time, like he would call me at any time. But now that he's married, no. But I mean, sometimes I'll send him messages. I'll even wait, like, so if I see that it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll just wait till the morning to send him something. Not just, but I met his wife, I've been around her. It's just a thing of boundaries. You get what I'm saying? And I think that she didn't have boundaries. And I feel like the High Priestess came out in the reverse, and I feel like there was lack of self-trust. um Lack of self-trust. There is silence between them, okay? And I feel like he just kind of accepted the surface level knowledge about her and just decided to cut things off. Yeah, like the Emperor, he made like an executive decision to cut her off. There's silence there. To he decided to cut that connection off. Yeah, see, you got the Six of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Hermit. So I do feel like their friendship, it wasn't, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it wasn't important. I feel like it was. Thought she was gonna interact with her or something, with me not being, yeah, remember, that's what I said in that reading. Like, it feels like you leaving, it kind of made her feel like she had room for growth for them, and then now she sees that no, like he's still not interacting with her. The Six of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Hermit, I do feel like, I'm not gonna say that, oh, the friendship wasn't important, but I feel like that's all it was. It was a friendship that she may have like crossed boundaries, and he decided to fall back from her. Let me see. Oh, let me see. See, I do. So I feel like as friends, they had like a vibe, right? They had a vibe, but that ended because the Ten of Wands is here. So they had a vibe, but it was a friendship vibe. And he may have felt like, they have some things in common, or like, things like that. But I think too, somebody here, and I want to say it's her, because I have the lovers there with the Ten of Wands. I feel like she started having romantic feelings for him, and I think that's why he cut her off. Let me see. Show me. Is that her? Yep, the Seven of Swords with the Three of Swords. Yep. She had romantic feelings for him, and when she saw that he wasn't playing into it, I think she became a little stalkerish, a little weird. You know, it's almost like he got a taste of his own medicine with someone he actually like was cool with. And I feel like once he saw that again, she was trying to cross a line that he just didn't want to cross, he had to cut her off. Like, he may have other like female friends that he feels like, okay, like eventually if I get married, like, or if I get in a relationship, like I can introduce them as like my friend, right? But with her, he knew he couldn't do that because she had already, I don't know if she like mentioned stuff to him, or like little things that he noticed that she wanted something more. So I do feel like there's nothing going on there. Like, I really feel like he doesn't even think about it. When he does, he may feel like, damn, like we was cool, like why did she try to cross that line? And but as far as like thinking of her, like Spencer said, he doesn't. So that's what I have for you, Jazz. He don't want her ass. And he think of me. Oh, girl, exactly, exactly. It's levels, baby. All right, y'all. I'ma head out. It's like a weight been lifted. Girl, yeah, I'm so glad I don't got to see her anymore. I know, because then you don't have to, like, that's why I say, you remember, whatever we put our energy towards, whatever we kind of, like, look at, it kind of just lingers, but you're good, because he don't want that ass. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. I will talk to you in a little bit. I will be in the DMs. See you. Bye.